You're listening to a Zaboys Media Podcast.
Welcome to Make It Make Sense, the show where we take plans from cinema, movies, video games, real life, you name it, and we try to make them make sense. I'm James Thorny Thornquist, Jim the Brainbox, whichever one, and that is Positive C, Chris Edwards, as always. And today, Chris, you know what? Before we dive into Make It Make Sense, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
What is something that would make you, what is something in your life that you want that would make you really, really want to do a bad plan?
There's a couple of things that can make you do bad things and bad ideas. Financial reasons would put you there. Love is terrible. Love is terrible, but lust. I think once you are thinking with other parts of your body that aren't your brain, including your heart, when those are leading, you can make some bad plans. And spite.
Spite
will make you do some things, and you start thinking about ideas where you go, "Oh God, I could just do that," and you would be So
I like
love,
that, yeah.
spite, and money.
Love, spite, money, power. We've always talked about power. Well, I'll tell you what. I like all those answers. I think they're great. So let's talk about the Happy Madison production to possibly have the least amount of recurring actors in any of their films. The silly and wild movie originally written as an SNL skit to spoof Silence of the Lambs. The one, the only, Dickie Roberts, El Ex Actor. Wait, sorry, that's the Spanish title. It's Dickie Roberts, former child star. I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
I got a kick out of every single portion of that. My God.
That was a roller coaster of trivia that...
Wow. Did not know it was an SNL skit or going to be an SNL skit. Did it get cut? Was it one of those ones where we were like...
It was originally an SNL skit written by David Spade and one of the other writers for when Macaulay Culkin hosted SNL. And the premise was that it was supposed to be about a rampaging child actor and their use of drugs after growing up. And SNL cut it. So they reformatted it to be more of like a movie or series and took it to WB to see if the WB would pick it up. And WB said, no.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
With all the child stars that they were forking out about that point in time, probably, they were like, oh, no. We don't need to draw any attention to that yet.
So eventually we got this in as a family-friendly PG-13 comedy from the Happy Madison Company, which of course is Adam Sandler's production company.
I would like to describe it as a donation box, basically, because he has really, really taken a lot of struggling actors and been like, "Here you go, my friend, just have some money."
It's pretty much right up there with Judd Apatow giving everybody that he ever cast in Freaks and Geeks a chance to be a director and writer. So
right, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this show did not get picked up and you guys had to be successful in other things. My bad.
Oh, yeah. So, Dickie Roberts, former child stars the 2003 comedy starring David Spade with supporting cast of John Lovitz, Alyssa Milano, Rob Reiner, may he rest in peace.
Yeah, the late Rob Reiner.
And a bunch of other actors that you probably forgot about, like Brendan Fraser from our last episode that we spoke about.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about Bryn.
So, that said, are you ready for the synopsis?
I'm ready to figure, because I read a little bit about what's going on here in the Dickie verse, and I'm excited to hear what it actually means to the brain box.
All right, so I kind of broke this down myself after rewatching the movie, reading through some summaries. I really didn't like how it was written. So here's my synopsis. David Spade plays a former child star, Dickie Roberts, who longs to be back on top in the Hollywood eye after the end of his hit show, not his shit show, the hit show, The Glimmer Gang.
Yeah, the shit show comes later.
It's very true. His plan to do this emerges after being told about an upcoming Rob Reiner flick called Mr. Blake's Backyard, where Dickie decides to get a meeting with Rob Reiner by working a connection through Brendan Fraser at a Lamaze class while pretending to be an alcoholic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
This movie has a lot of weird commentary and roller coasters.
Yeah. So wait, kind of stop you.
Yeah.
Dickie is not an alcoholic. He's pretending to be one.
Yes, yeah. So originally the premise is that he's going to AA meetings trying to run into other celebrities that have worked with Rob Reiner so that he can then get an interview with Rob Reiner.
Okay. Makes sense.
And he ends up at a Lamaze class running into Brendan Fraser. Sorry, Brendan
As one
Fraser.
does after AA meetings. I can't remember how many times that, after AA meetings in my younger lives, I would be like, hey, so your pregnant wife, where does she go to school?
What?
Isn't that what a Lamaze class is? Pregnancy school. I know what a Lamaze class is, but yeah.
So after haggling his way into meeting with Rob Reiner, basically, Dickie is told that although his look is perfect for the part, he lacks a major necessity for the role: the understanding of how to be an adult, because he never experienced a childhood.
Okay. And Rob Reiner tells him this, correct?
Yes. Yeah, Rob Reiner's like, you look perfect for the part, but here's the thing, Dickie. Dickie, I love you, but here's the thing. You don't know how to be an adult, because you never did the fundamentals of experiencing a childhood. Now, I don't know if those two things really go hand in hand, but really, I think the character premise is built kind of around the idea of former child actor and Michael Jackson.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I understand.
yeah, because the character does a lot of, he dresses this weird fashion. He wears gloves all the time. He's very big about like not getting touched and stuff. It's odd. So Rob Reiner expressing this sparks an idea for Dickie Roberts, where he decides he's going to hire a family and live with them to recreate his childhood, or to experience a childhood, really, in order to learn the fundamentals of being an adult, and then he can therefore land the part.
Ooh.
And that's his plan. His plan is method acting.
Method acting with a family, real family that he's paying.
Yeah. Of complete strangers.
Perfect. Yeah. God. Ooh, you know what's really interesting about that?
Mm-hmm.
Brendan Fraser is about to star in a movie, or the movie just already came out or something like that, where he plays like some businessman or something like that who goes to Japan or Korea or China, goes to the East, and he buys a family or something like that to like,
like he rents friendship or something.
Rents friendship or something like that. I don't know what he does there. It's one of those premises where I think Brendan Fraser is going to be able to pull it off, but if any other actor might, that might be a weird role. But I think
this is Brendan
do the same thing.
This is Brendan Fraser's what's that movie that had Bill Murray in Japan with Scarlett Johansson? Sideways?
Lost in Translation.
This is Brendan Fraser's Lost in Translation.
Okay.
So yeah, anyways, that's the synopsis of the plan, is that Dickie decides to hire a family, live with them for 1 month to experience his childhood, or to experience a childhood, so that he can then fundamentally understand what it means to be an adult and land a part and be back on top in Hollywood. Now, I have left out one thing. This takes us back to the very first question I opened this with and asked you about. What do you think his driving force is for wanting to be back in the Hollywood eye and being, a celebrity again?
It gotta be money. Like, former child star needing a role, it's gotta be money. Like, gotta be money.
You would think, and that's kind of what they allude to everyone else in the story. Like, everyone thinks he's just doing this for money and fame. He's actually doing it for love. The entire premise is that he thinks that if he's a celebrity again, his mom will come back and love him again.
Oh no!
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird comedy movie, lots of odd humor, and it actually has an emotional bone in it.
Emotional bone. Wait. That is a bomb. That is M. Night Shyamalan. Like that is wow. Yeah, financial, misdirect into mother love.
Yeah. And his mother's played by Doris Roberts.
Okay. Oh, the adult. Yeah. An absolute doll. Like amazing human.
Yep.
Wow. So I think the plan overall for an actor, right? If you can pull that off, I think it's not a terrible plan. You know what I mean? Like that's not. But I do find buying people wrong.
Yeah. That's probably the weirdest part of the plan, I think, is the plan itself, obviously, for method acting isn't crazy.
No.
Now, the idea of being like a 30-year-old man trying to experience a childhood, I do think that part doesn't make sense. How many what?
How many kids does that family have?
2, a daughter and a son. They're the American platonic family. Dad's a working, mom's good at being stay-at-home wife, but also trying to start her career. You got 2 young kids dealing with kid stuff.
Okay. 2 young kids. So not teenagers.
No, I think they're both in middle school, if I had to guess, because the son's getting bullied. The daughter is just the daughter, she's trying out for cheerleading. And I'll tell you what, the families. I look back, I'm watching this movie, and I did not realize how much this family represented the perfect Aryan race. Like,
oh god,
this family, because kids are both blonde, mom's blonde, blue eyes.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you get Dickie Roberts, David Spade, who's also blonde.
Oh wow, yeah.
The only outlier is the dad, who is brown hair and tan skin, and it's just odd. But
little step for wives is all right.
So
what do you think can make the plan make more sense? Because I think the plan kind of makes sense, but is the flaw that you see is that he's doing this for his mother's love, and like that end goal cannot be obtained through the steps he is taking?
Yes, that is one of them. I think another flaw or major issue with the plan not making sense is that being a former star and trying to get back into the spotlight, he's doing it in a way of like, I want to be a celebrity again.
Right.
But really, like, it's like you never weren't a celebrity. You simply, all you had to do was like write a tell-all book or get back out there and get back into the scene somehow. Take small parts, work your way up. Don't just think that you can go from being a somebody to a nobody back to a somebody. Like acting takes work. Creative concepts take work. There's a process. And instead of him following that process, and I get it, we're looking at an hour and 50-minute movie, so we got to be fast about this. But in real life, this plan would be kind of ludicrous. This idea of like, I'm going to go from being completely out of the limelight and forgotten about back to being one of the biggest celebrities in all of the world.
Okay, so while we're gonna craft probably a new way for him to do this instead of hiring a family, what celebrity do you think that maybe is kind of lost luster now do you think would try to do this?
That has lost luster and would try to do this, like to this extreme?
Right. Would like a Shia LaBeouf? Do you think this would be something at like the most Shia-ist of what Shia was? Would have been something he would have done? I'm trying to prepare for a role, so I've rented a family to teach me, because he was a former child star.
True.
He hasn't really adjusted well to life outside of, a couple of roles here and there. as an adult, where people sometimes people think he's a good actor, but he doesn't take himself, I guess, seriously enough, or maybe too seriously and stuff like that. So is this I think Shia LaBeouf might be number one, maybe even a Jared Leto. I think would if he fell off because people like his movies.
I think Jared Leto has fallen off. That's just my personal opinion. No, I think Shia LaBeouf is hitting the nail on the head right there. Actually, I think that's perfect because, like you said, we all kind of got to know him as a child actor, and then we hit Transformers, and then after Transformers, it was like, eh. And he's done some wild and crazy stuff that has brought him back into the spotlight for a minute or two. Yeah. And like you said, I think Jared Leto works. What was his band called? The Mars Volta or something like that?
30 Seconds to Mars.
30 Seconds to
30
Mars.
Seconds to a Cult.
And yeah, so it was one of those things that, like, I remember when people talked about Jared Leto being in roles, it was like, oh, you see Jared Leto in Fight Club? And I was like, who? And that's because I didn't know who he was. Right. So when they were like, Jared Leto is going to be the Joker in Suicide Squad, which second mention of Suicide Squad. But yeah, I was like, Jared Leto is the Joker in Suicide Squad. I was like, who?
Yeah. So I think those guys that would be a perfect example. Some guy who, one of them is a former child star who wants to get himself back. And another guy is just, Jared Leto, who's a creep. But we're dealing with Dickie. Yeah. Dickie Roberts, and his person is this seems out of place for Dickie. It seems like something that Dickie Roberts wouldn't necessarily do. Does he want to be considered a real actor, or does he want to be considered a celebrity?
I think he just wants to be a celebrity. And that's the thing. I think that this process, I think that the reason the plan does work is because he does grow as a person thanks to the people around him in it.
Okay.
Had it been a setup where you changed the family or you changed the plan, did very different outcome.
Nature over nurture.
Yes, exactly.
Or is it nurture, or is that nurture over nature? I don't know what that is because it's a fake family.
Oh, that's a good question. That's actually, that's odd. That is a hard one to answer there.
It's a fake family but this is the Inception level of family dynamic right here. So Dickie, to play somebody who has probably a fake family on a show or movie, has to find a fake family to relive his childhood, but he wants that fake family to get him that role, basically, so he can rekindle with his mother.
Re-earn the love of his mother,
who did not have him have a real childhood. So it's like this cycle that can't be broken, like the Terminator loop.
Yeah.
It's basically causality at its finest right here. Everything kind of rolls into the other.
Yes. And that's the kind of the thing, right? Like the plan to me does make sense.
Yes.
Could it have been better? Absolutely.
How can we make it better?
I think it literally starts with, and I hate to throw this out as such a simple answer. I think it starts with some therapy and some self-love.
Yeah.
I think that kind of eliminates a lot of his problems. And then from there, he learns like, oh, wait, I can take small roles and then kind of rebuild my fame versus let me dive right back into this big movie and like have to start my career from square one all over.
Oh, wow. Yes. Like this, we are a pro therapy show. Zaboys LLC is a pro therapy company. Like it's a real thing that needs to be talked about a lot more with people. And I think a little bit of a talking doctor might have helped Dickie figure it out. Because yes, you're right. And in reality, a lot of the best guys who have fallen off and come back have taken those smaller roles and taken those little risky roles. And like, perfect example.
Brendan Fraser?
Daniel Radcliffe. Well, yes. Yes. But if we're going child star to what they are now.
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe is a great example. After Harry Potter, it's almost like, oh, wow, what is he going to do? Mm-hmm. And he did kind of disappear for a little bit where he
Broadway.
Did his own thing. And then he's starting to get these bigger kind of roles a little bit, but nothing super, super huge. But he's made a legitimate career, and people consider him a legitimate actor. And he gets talked about to play Wolverine and stuff like that. Like people like throw out his name because they like who he is. So he never truly fell out of the light. People still talk about Daniel Radcliffe, and he can do Scissor Man or whatever the gun movie. I can't remember. Guns Akimbo. And was he in Swiss Army Man? Was that him?
Yeah, I no.
That was LaBeouf.
That was who?
Was that LaBeouf? I think that was Shia LaBeouf. I think Shia LaBeouf was in Swiss Army Man.
That's Peanut Butter Falcon. That's Shia LaBeouf. Swiss Army Man is the guy that played the Riddler in the most recent Batman, whatever his name is. Yeah, I think it's Paul Dano, and maybe it is Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, I think Daniel Radcliffe's dead, and he's on his back, right? Isn't that the thing?
Possibly, yes. I don't want to look it up right now because we're in the middle. But
if you know what we're talking about, please comment below any of the places that you're listening to this at or watching this, and let us know. Was Daniel Radcliffe in Swiss Army Man and dead on Paul Dano's back? That would be really good for us to know. I'll need therapy after trying to figure that out.
Oh yeah. But I say all in all, that I think that's the biggest improvement we can make to the plan is just some mental help in that situation. Yeah. Now, I will say, is there any other thing that would have made this plan work better?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, you get all the way to the end almost where he hires the family and just do a little tweak here. But what were you going to say?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I think there's a lot of shenanigans that could have been completely overlooked. And I get they're there for the comedy of it.
Yeah.
But I don't think I think your plan would have been literally just, pound the pavement, get out there and start doing auditions, do readings, go into writing. You could potentially be one of those actors that becomes a writer and writes his own thing.
Yeah.
So lots of potentially better, more realistic plans. But within his actual plan, the thing that might have made it much more successful faster is if he wasn't openly oogling the mother and hitting on her at times.
Oh, yeah. You can't. I mean, at that point in time, I don't think it was such a big thing, the step family, infatuation that we seem to have here in the world. But that was kind of still, ooh, you shouldn't do that, Dickie. You're still supposedly my stepchild. Stop. Yeah. Stop all around now, too. Stop that now. Stop.
Like I said, I think if he had gone into the plan full-heartedly and just instantly been like, I'm doing this committed as you are my mom, these are my siblings, this is my dad, probably would have been a much faster learning process than what it was in the storytelling. I think that would have improved his situations a lot. Okay. But so really the biggest flaw in the plan is that he isn't taking it seriously, even though he thought it up. He's not committed.
Yeah. And that's why he's probably not a good actor, because he can't commit.
Oh, yeah.
Acting's about commitment.
And it's David Spade being David Spade. About
losing yourself in the role. Yeah. He's David Spade. Oh, well, he's got a podcast, too. He's got a podcast with Dana Carvey.
Nice. I didn't know that. So I would say our two plans to roll here on this one are simply mental help, or like your therapy, and taking the plan seriously and actually not hitting on the mother.
Can I offer a weird third plan?
Yeah.
I got something right here. So you get all the way to the point of where you're gonna hire the family. This is 2003. Yep. We're getting into the real beginnings of reality TV.
Yeah.
Create a reality TV show of yourself living with this family.
Ooh.
It would go on for however long as they would just get family with. And you could, if one family left, you just go Dickie, go to another family. And Dickie Roberts lives with you. And that is your reality. That
is great, actually. I like that plan.
You can stand Dickie living in your house. That's how many seasons you're on the show for. And it's like a contest.
Oh my God! What was that horrible show with Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton?
The Simple Life. I think it's
Simple Life or the Rich Life,
I think
something
so.
like that. But
the Rich is something.
But yeah, it's that premise kind of.
Yeah,
we follow this forward. Oh, I love that idea. I almost will say we should be rolling. We know mental health would have helped. I think we can almost take that off the roll.
That would have solved everything. There wouldn't have been a movie. Like there wouldn't have been any more of the plan. That would have stopped right there. You have a conference with him and the mom. Boom. And then maybe Dickie goes on to have a career, or he's accepting of the fact that he's not famous.
Yes.
Those two things would happen from therapy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. So I think the ones that we need to roll on are your plan of reality TV show of this plan and or committing to the plan and not hitting on his mom.
Yes.
Let's go with the greater of the two, reality show first.
Okay.
Would this have been a successful attempt for Dickie Roberts to end up in the Hollywood limelight again?
Get a president.
That's a 15. That's a pretty solid success. I think he at least gets at least 1 or 2 seasons of this show and ends up being back in the public eye.
Yes, no doubt. That is great. Dickie Roberts Lives with Your Family is at least it's a hit alongside like the beginnings of what was 2003 I think was when not Lost but
Survivor, Big Brother.
That's kind of the end of when the real world was good and road
dating shows. About to say dating shows were a thing because they even make a joke about it in the movie where it's like he could have gone on a limo date. And I'm like thinking, I remember watching a limo date when I was 13.
It could have been Dickie Roberts Tries to Bang Your Mom. It's 2003.
It's true. He could have written this idea, produced it, and starred in it, and he would have been huge for at least another 5 years.
Yeah. That's 15. I like it.
I think that's a successful different plan. And then let's see, had he taken the plan serious and not tried to hit on the mom, which I'm not saying he's the bad guy for doing that in this movie. Let me clarify that.
Everything's above board that way, but still, it's weird.
Yes. And don't get me wrong, he grows closer to the family to where at the point that him flirting with the mom doesn't become so gross, it actually becomes kind of endearing. It's kind of odd to try to justify that. The dad becomes an asshole. We find that out in the movie. Anyways, sorry, spoilers. Now, the idea of him taking the plan seriously. Say what? Is it
worth the watch?
I would say yes, at least once. Okay. It's worth one watch, maybe not 2.
Okay.
Now, the plan for him to take it seriously and not flirt with the mom, we got a 6, which means that's probably not going to succeed any better than if he did hit on the mom.
He's probably just still trying to bang the mom, right?
I think he's still trying to bang the mom, and the only reason that it works either way, whether he does or doesn't, is because there's money involved. Because he's paying him $20,000.
Yeah. A 6 probably seems to me like he's not only trying, like that maybe even the endearing part might not get there. Yeah. Like it's still like mom's creeped out. Mom's talking to dad every night going, okay, we got to get this Dickie guy out of here.
Yeah.
Like I don't care how fucking much they're paying us. We got to get this guy out of here. You see him? He's looking at me in the shower. I can't believe it. He's trying to play it off like mom, I didn't know you were in here. If he called me mom one more fucking time, I swear to God. This little Dickie. If we kill him, do we still get the money? We get the money first because this is fucking terrible, Ron. It's terrible.
I would have said the dad's name is Ron. I don't remember.
That'd be great. Yahtzee on that one. That is fantastic.
And hey, I think we made it make sense. And really, I liked your plan the most on that one. Really, I think the reality show with the way that the world had gone or went after 2001, I think that would have been golden and hilarious. And so, but that's also the first time that we have talked about the plan from a hero's perspective, or the protagonist perspective. I won't call him a hero, but the protagonist. No. So I thought that might be a fun change. I think we had fun with it. I hope you out there all listening had fun with it as well, because that's what we're here for, right? We're here to put a smile on your face and maybe make you, I don't know. Do people like fart out of happiness?
Oh yeah, I fart out of happiness all the time. I live with somebody who says I fart in my sleep all the time, and I think I need to just start saying it because I'm just so happy.
There you go.
Content. Yeah. I'm so happy with you.
Fart out of happiness. Chuckle and fart, right? One of them will be louder than the other, hopefully.
Right, exactly. Hopefully you will chuckle and fart along with us here on the Zaboys LLC podcast presents Make It Make Sense. That was a Yoda way of saying that. But we'll be back, next week with a lot more fun, a lot more plans, and a lot more laughter. Stay gold, Pony Boy.
Yep.
Mono Wea.
Bye. Thank you for listening to Make It Make Sense, a Zaboys podcast. If you like what you're hearing, follow along with us and, add us to your little list or whatever on Spotify or wherever you're listening. If you'd like to hear some of our previous stuff, you can always check us out on YouTube at Zaboys Media Network for some of our past work, or by searching on Spotify for The Locals Connection with a Z. That's The Locals Connection. Thank you again for listening. Mono Wea and stay gold, Pony Boy.